ninth English, and not one more, the last lesson from your grade ninth English, the book Behind. And today we will be discussing the chapter If I Were You. So it is a very interesting chapter. It is a very hilarious story. Okay, it is like a not a story. Simply, it is not a story. It is a drama. Okay, play. So when you will see in your book, you will read the story. You will find that it is written in scenes. Okay, it is written scene by scene one, scene two. Like this, it is written. The dialogues are written. The main characters' names are written. Then dialogues are written in front of them. Okay, so this is not merely a story, but it is a play. Okay, so if I were you, what does it means? In Hindi, if we will translate it, it becomes अगर मैं तुम होता. Okay, so if I were you, here, if you will go by the title, you will assume that maybe the story will be like a person wants to enact someone else, person wants to impersonate someone else, or wants to become someone else. But this is not the reality. It is partly true. The person who is there, who wants to take the identity of the second person, here he wants to take the identity, but it is not a desire, or he doesn't want to imitate him, or doesn't want to be like him, like we idolize people. Someone will want to become like Virat Kohli. Someone will admire Lata Mangeshkar. Someone will admire Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So it is not like that. Here, two people are there. Okay, the intruder, and the second is Gerard. Okay, Gerard. So, the intruder, what do you understand by the word intruder? Someone who intrudes, someone who does intrusion. Okay, invader, someone who forcefully comes to your property. He comes to your home without your permission. You don't allow them to come to your home. They comes forcefully. So, an intruder is one such person. Okay, a culprit. Here, the intruder wants to take the identity of Gerard. Okay, he wants to become Gerard. If I were you, okay, he wants to be like, not be like, he wants to be an imposter Gerard. Okay, disguise himself as Gerard. And what is the reason behind that? Together we will learn in this very interesting, very hilarious story. And then our course for grade 9th English will be over. After that, we will start our revision classes, and we will prepare for the exams. So, this is what we have for today. If I were you, this is a very hilarious, very interesting story, and together we will read it. So, stay connected till last, and together we are going to read the story. I am going to explain it to you, and then our course would conclude here. Okay, so I am Aman from Arden Progressive School. You're watching video classes. Let's together find out that why the intruder wants to become Gerard.
If I were you. Okay, so let's begin it. Let's see what is there in the story and how the imposter tries to take the life of Gerard, tries to enact like Gerard. Okay, before you read, Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. An intruder who is a criminal enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Does he succeed? So Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. He has no one around him, a very secluded place. One day, an intruder entered who is a criminal, and his intentions are to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Why he wants that? Let's see. Scene: a small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right, which may be curtained. So the first scene looks like that a small cottage is there. There is an entrance back, which may be curtained. Another door to the left must be a practical door. Okay, practical door means from where someone comes and goes. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left. Okay, furniture is not very, very, what do we say, not very sophisticated, but it is very simple. It consists of a small table towards the left, a chair, uh, maybe a chair or two, and a divan rather upstage on the right. Okay, so there is an entrance back right, and the divan is there upstage on the right. On the table is a telephone. So this is what the scene looks like. Now let's see what happens. When the curtain rises, Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. Okay, when the curtain rises, when the drama begins, Gerard is standing and by the table and he is calling someone. He is of medium height, he is not very tall, not very short, and wearing home horn rimmed glasses. Horn rimmed glasses, you will soon see. Okay, the glasses that Gerard is wearing, horn rimmed, this shape of the glass, a thick outring, and he is dressed in a lounge suit, a long suit he has, a lounge suit, and a great coat. His voice is cultured. That means his manner of speaking is very cultured, very sophisticated. Gerard speaks. Well, tell him to phone up directly. I must know. Yes, I expect I still be here, but you must not count on that. In about 10 minutes' time, right ho, goodbye. So Gerard is telling someone that, okay, I will be here for some time, but you can't count on me. I have to go somewhere and in about 10 minutes, okay? So he's telling someone that he can meet the person, but he is in a hurry and he may leave soon. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan where there is a traveling bag and starts packing. While he is thus engaged, another man, similar in build to Girard, enters from the right silently. From the right, right, the back door, which is curtain. The man entered from there, and he engaged another man similar to, uh, okay, the similar height man came, the intruder, and he has a revolver in his hand. He is flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat. Okay, he's very, uh, he's not like Girard, he's not cultured or sophisticated. He is wearing a very gaudy cloth. He's having a soft hat also. He's wearing a soft hat. He bumps accidentally against the table, and at the sound, Girard turns quickly. So he bumps into the table, which is there in the right upstage. Okay, Gerard pleasantly. Why, this is a surprise, Mr. Intruder. I'm glad you're pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for so long. Put those paws up. See, the writer has used the word paws, but humans don't have paws. Only the cats, dogs, they have. Gerard, this is all very melodramatic, very original, perhaps, but Intruder, trying to be calm and he said that you're trying to be calm and you're trying uh, because Gerard was thinking that intruder is someone else with whom he was in the phone call. Okay, so he said, the intruder said, trying to be calm, and then Gerard replied, nonchalant. Nonchalant is your word, I think. Intruder, thanks a lot. You'll soon stop being smart. I'll make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See, nonchalant means over smart. Okay, thanks a lot. You'll soon stop being smart. I'll make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See, intruder said that I want to know first the few things. Then you will not be this much smart. You will act according to me. Gerard, anything you like. I know all the answers. But before we begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. Intruder, sit down there and no funny business. So Gerard wanted to change his place. He was being a little funny because um, he was smart enough to deal the situation. Motions to a chair and sits himself on the divan of the back. So the intruder sits on the divan and motions and signals and sorry, not signals. He tried to show that where Gerard should sit, and that was a chair. Okay. Now then, we'll have a nice talk about yourself. So the intruder said, now we will have a nice chat about you. At last a sympathetic at last a sympathetic audience. I'll tell you the story of my life. How as a child I was stolen by the gypsies, and why at the age of 32 I find myself in this lonely Essex cottage. How he was continuing. Okay, Gerard said, okay, finally I've got my audience and I can speak up my heart. But the intruder cut him short and said, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions. You live here alone? Well, do you? So he asked, do you live here alone? Gerard said, I'm sorry, I thought you were telling me, not asking me a question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. Intruder with emphasis, do you live here alone? He shouted, nearly shouted. Gerard, and if I don't answer, then what? Intruder, you have got enough sense not to want to get hurt. Gerard, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. So, Gerard, he's trying to be funny, he's trying to act in the situation. Intruder, never mind my name, I like yours better, Mr. Gerard. What are your Christian names? Christian names means surnames. Vincent Charles, Gerard said. Okay, intruder, do you run a car? Christian names means the name, okay, not the surname, the actual name that a person has. Intruder, do you run a car? Gerard, no. Intruder, that's a lie. You're not dealing with a fool. I am smart as you and smarter, and I know you run a car. Better be careful, wise guy. Gerard, are you American or is that a merely clever imitation? Intruder, listen, this gun is no toy. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers. So Gerard said, are you American? He was trying to make fun of the intruder, and intruder was getting irritated. Intruder, Gerard, of course, if you put it like that, I'll be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it's in the garage round the corner. So he said, if you will ask me like this gently, I will tell you the answer. Intruder, that's better. Do people often come out here? Gerard, very rarely. Surprisingly, very few people come, take the trouble to visit me. There's the baker and the greengrocer, of course, and then there is the milkman, quite charming. So these are the people that are coming to his house, but no one so interesting as yourself. But uh, amongst them, there is no one who can match you. Intruder, I happen to know that you never see trade people. Okay, Tradespeople means someone who comes to sell things and goods. Gerard, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You have been so modest. Gerard said, it looks like you have done your research work. Now, if you will be so kind, tell me your name also. Tell me about you also. Intruder. I could tell you plenty. You think you're smart, but I am the top of the class round here. I've got brains and I use them. That's how I've got what I have. So the intruder again showing overconfidence. He's saying that I'm very smart and whatever you're doing, I have a plan for everything. Gerard. And where precisely have you got? And it didn't require a great brain to break into my little college cottage. So he said that you're being uh, very loud. You're voicing for your own self. You're boasting about yourself. But breaking into my house is not an achievement. Intruder. When you know I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised. And it won't be a pleasant surprise. So Gerard was again intimidated by the intruder. Gerard, with you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what particular time uh, line of crime do you embrace, or aren't you a specialist? So again, Gerard tried to get the information that aren't you a specialist at your crime? How much time you have been around? Intruder, my specialty is the jewel robbery. I like to rob the jewelry of women. Your car will do a treat. It's really a dandy bus. It is a very nice car, and your car will help me out in looting people. Gerard, I am afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. Intruder, so are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. I can hide here and I will retire. Once the cops are retired, no one will be there who will know me. You won't be here long, as I didn't trouble to ask. Gerard said. Again, ego was there that he is saying that I have to leave and all. So he said, okay, you don't have to wait. I just want the uh, information. This, Gerard, what do you mean, intruder? This is your big surprise. I'm going to kill you. Okay, so intruder came to the point and said that he is there to kill Gerard. Gerard, a little harsh, isn't it? Again, he is being funny. Intruder with heavy sarcasm. Yeah, I'll be sorry to do it. I've taken a fancy to you, but it's just got to be done. I have to kill you. Gerard, why add murder on other crimes? It's a grave step you're taking. Why you have to do a murder? It will be bad for you only. Intruder, I am not taking it for fun. I have been hunted long enough. I am wanted for murder already, and they can't hang me twice. Gerard, you're planning great, uh, a gratuitous trouble, so to speak. Admit it, you have nothing to use. But what have you to gain? What will you gain after killing someone? Intruder, I've got freedom to gain. As for myself, I'm a poor hunted rat. As Vincent Charles Gerard, I'm free to go places and do nothing. I will go to places and I will do nothing. I will take your identity and I will hide myself. I can eat well and sleep without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of a cop. He is an imposter, so he does his makeup a lot. So he's saying about that only that I don't have to hide myself through these tricks now anymore. In most melodramas, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. So Girard said the in most of the dramas that we have seen, The villain is very foolish. He waits so long and becomes frustrated and then he leaves. You're much luckier. Intruder, I'm okay. I've got a reason for everything. I'm going to be Vincent Charles Gerard. See, I've got to know what he talks like. Now I know that posh stuff comes easy. This is Mr. V.C. Gerard speaking. Pantomime of Fontaine in imitation cultured voice. So he imitated his voice. Okay. And that's not all. He stands up. Get up a minute. Gerard stands. Now take a look at me. So he commanded Gerard to stand up from his place, and Gerard did. Then he said, look at me. Gerard, you are not particularly decorative. Gerard again joked that there is nothing about you that I should see. Intruder, no, well, that goes for you too. I've only got to wear specs and I'll be enough like you to get away with it. Okay, so he said that that goes for you also. You're not dressing up any different manner in any different manner. You just have the specs, which is a difference, and I will have it and I will be you. Gerard, what about your clothes? They'll let you down if you are not carried. Intruder, that will be alright. Yours will fit me. Okay, so yours will fit Gerard. Gerard was saying to the no, sorry, intruder was saying to the man Gerard that yours clothes will fit me. Gerard, there is extremely interesting. That is extremely interesting. But you seem to miss the point of my remark. I said you were luckier than most melodramatic villains. It was not a tribute to your intelligence. You won't kill me for a very good reason. So Gerard said, I was praising you that you are better than other villains, but you're not going to succeed. And a very good reason is there that you will not kill me, intruder. So that's what you think, Gerard. You'll let me go and thank God you didn't shoot sooner. Intruder, come on, what's on your mind? Better be quick. The conversation bores me. So Gerard is again and again saying that he has a thing with him. He has something that he will be saved. And Intruder is getting panicked and he said, come on, tell me what it is. Gerard, your idea to elude the police by killing and taking my identity. Intruder, yes, I like the idea, Gerard. But are you sure it's going to help you? Okay, your purpose is to save yourself from the police by my ID, by taking my ID. Intruder, now listen, I've got this all planned. I did a job in town, things went wrong, and I killed a cop. Since then, I've done nothing but dodge. Okay, so I've done nothing that much. I will be safe. Gerard, and this is where dodging has brought you? Intruder, it brought me to Aylesbury. That's where I saw you in the car. Two other people saw you and started to talk. I listened. It looks like you're a bit queer, kind of a mystery man. You're very queer, you're very introvert. So I thought that a person who hardly goes with others will be a safe one. Gerard, a mystery which I propose to explain. Intruder, disregarding him. You phone your orders, and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just the same. Those are just the things I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest breaks. Okay, intruder was not focusing on Gerard. He said your phone orders, and sometimes you go away suddenly and you come back just the same. Those are just the things I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest breaks. I got information for you. Now I am very happy that I will kill you and take your identity. Gerard, apparently you haven't the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this cloak of mystery. Apparently you didn't bother that why I am so mysterious. Intruder, preparing to shoot. As I said before, the conversation bores me. Gerard, don't be a fool. If you shoot me, you'll hang for sure. If not as yourself, then as Vincent Charles Gerard. Okay, he said, don't be a fool. If you will kill me, you will surely be hanged till death. Not because of you, but if you will take my identity. Intruder, what is this? Gerard, this is your big surprise. I said you wouldn't kill me, and I was right. Why do you think I'm here today and gone tomorrow? Never see tradespeople. You see my habits would suit you. You're a cook. You're a crook. Do you think I am a Sunday school teacher? Do you think that um, I'm a school teacher and I do some oddly job and what I am? The game's up as far as I'm concerned. Things went wrong with me. I said it with bullets and got away. So I also killed someone and I got away with it. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool should have burned. Tonight I am expecting trouble. My bag's packed, ready to clear off. There it is. Okay, so he said that I also killed someone and I am ready to elope with my bag. So intruder said, "It's a bag, all right, and this is a gun, all right. What's all this? So you have a bag ready, but I have a gun." Gerard, that's disguise outfit, false mustaches, and whatnot. Now, do you believe me? So in the bag, it was mustaches and everything, which helps someone to change their look. Intruder, musingly, "I do not know, Gerard. For God's sake, clear that muddled head of yours and let's go. Come with me in the car. I can use you." So Gerard said, "For God's sake, clear that muddled head of yours and let's go. Come with me in the car. I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you have still got your gun." Gerard said, "Okay, you clear your thoughts and come with me in the car. I can use you if you find it's a frame." Intruder, "Maybe you're right, Gerard. Then don't waste time." Goes and picks up the hat and bag. Intruder, "Careful, boss. I'm watching you. What you're doing, I'm watching carefully." Gerard, "I've got a man posted up on the main road. He'll ring up if he sees the police, but I don't want to leave." Telephone bell rings. So just then, when Gerard said the man is there on the road and he will call me, the bell rang. "Come on, they are after us through here, straight to the garage." Intruder, "How do I know that you're telling the truth?" Gerard, "Oh, don't be a fool, look for yourself." Gerard opens the door and steps away. He was showing him that, "See the man there, the police there, it is everything there. You see yourself." He opened the door and the intruder looked from there. Intruder leans forward to inspect it with his side towards Gerard, but with the revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard. Okay, so it was not a door, but it was a cupboard, and Gerard and the intruder was looking inside it. Just then, Gerard pushed him. Knocking the revolver out of his hand, he slams the door and locks it, picks up the revolver and goes to the phone where he stands with the gun pointed at the cupboard door. So he locked the intruder. Intruder rattles door and shouts, "Let me out of here!" Gerard, "Hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you have the props in time for rehearsal. I have had a spot of bother. Quite amusing." Okay, so now it is being revealed that what work Gerard does. He is talking to someone and he's saying that I can't have the props ready for time. Okay, I have had something. I think I'll put it in my next play. Listen, can you tell our friend the sergeant to come up here at once? You'll probably find him in the bar. So he called the sergeant. He calls the his friend, and he asked him to call the police officer so that he can come there and arrest the man. So here it is clear that Gerard was a dramatist and he does plays. That is why mustaches and everything was there in the back. And somehow he managed to get the man inside the cupboard and lock him. And then he was waiting for the police. So the story is written by Douglas James, and I hope that it is clear to you what the story holds. It is a fun story about Gerard and the intruder. Intruder tries to kill Gerard to take on his identity, but Gerard was smart enough. He fooled him that he is himself a criminal and there's police waiting outside, there's my man outside. So the intruder looked, he peeped from the door, which was not a door of of exit or something, but it was the door of the cupboard, and he himself got stuck and Gerard then called the police. So this is what was there in the story, and I hope and I wish that you have understood it well. and now you have to do the word meanings that are present in the chapter, and you have to do the question answers also. Okay, so this is what I have for you today, and the course of English is over today. The literature and the grammar portion concludes here, and now we will have our revision classes. So complete all the pending work and focus on your studies. Now revision is going to start, so we will have some tests also. All the best for that. I am Aman from Ardent Progressive School. You are watching PTO classes. Thank you so much for watching the lecture.